have some processing power. Hey, gonna try and I was gonna try music, but not sure if that's gonna free up my computer goes slower. Don't know what you think of my shirt. So it's 8 o'clock. Don't know what you think of time. Don't know if this time's good for you guys. Oh, my work moved. There's a Chinese place next to, or just down right in the strip mall for my new workplace, so I can walk down there and practice Mandarin. So I don't know how they'll feel if I'm practicing Mandarin. I mean, it depends how good I am, of course, and if I mean, it's like I don't know. Maybe I have to pronounce very well. Maybe they'll help me with that pronunciation. Actually, is it pronunciation or pronunciation? I don't know. Pronounce. I don't know. What's the word? English is strange. Is it pronunciation? Pronunciation? I don't know. Because it's pronounced like to speak out. Pronounced like obvious. To make obvious. It's obvious. It's pronounced. Pronounced. To make obvious. Pronounced to make clear in speech. But is it pronunciation or pronunciation? Who knows? But yeah, I can learn Mandarin there. There's some Thai places in town. I can go to a Thai restaurant and practice Thai. I do have my Burmese lesson in a few days, so probably should start studying Burmese to at least prep my mind. I found that prepping my mind helps. Wikipedia, I found a page on Wikipedia on the alphabet, which would probably help. It's it helps with tongue position, because something that would really help me with the da 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 with those characters. I'm sure I'm butchering the language, so bear with me. But those have to deal with the position of the tongue. Tongue position, like on the roof, on the teeth. Like, are you pronouncing the D on the teeth? Are you pronouncing the T on the roof of the mouth? Stuff like that. Like, are you pronouncing the D here? Are you pronouncing the T here? It's stuff like that. It's like, because in languages like in German, there's the umlaut. I can't pronounce the umlaut now, but because it's been a while since I took German, but it's like I can't pronounce the umlaut now. But you make the vowel sound, but you also kind of push it back to the back of your throat. I'm not sure what Akubura is, but yeah, I found out that it's like that. Sometimes it's mouth position. You make the same sound, but you change where the position is in your mouth or the tongue position. Like I think in tones you kind of change the position of like where the air is going in your see, like where the air is going in your mouth, like how your mouth is shaped. That changes the tone a lot. I think what's going on right now with me changing my brain so much with learning all these skills is I'm causing my brain to adapt, create more white matter, create more neural connections. Basically, by putting myself under all the stress I'm putting myself under, I'm causing my mind to just be able to work under stress. And that's a good thing, because then it's like if I get into a stressful situation, I can still function, which is going to be very helpful in any job, because It's at any job, because there's going to be stress in any job. And if I can work under extreme stress, here, then I can work under extreme stress anywhere. Yeah. Yeah, I think, are you the guy? I think I checked out your channel, and you had a video about a door being broken into. That's you, right? You had a door being broken into. That was you, right? By the way, I found out in a DNA heritage test I am descended from Irish, most likely. Yeah, I checked you out. I'd like to be on your channel, but yeah, I've got a Discord that's being run by one of my fans. The link is actually on my channel page in the About section. But yeah, actually, that's the easiest way to contact me, through that. Yeah, but I want to help people. That's the thing. But the thing is, the thing is about helping people. You have to learn to help yourself. You can't help anyone if you can't help yourself. It's like you can't save anyone from drowning if you can't swim. But at the same time, you can't save anyone if they aren't willing to be saved. It's like, let's say you're a lifeguard and you see someone drowning. You can't, if they're drowning, you can save them if they're drowning. But at the same time, if they're holding an anchor, if they're holding an anchor, you can't save them. They're still gonna sink. That person has to let go of the anchor. And with me, I have to let go of the anchor. Like me, I have too much stuff in my apartment. I have to let go of some of the stuff. That's something I really struggle with. It's like, and with me, I am addicted to watching anime music videos, and they're holding me back in life. And I have to let these things go, and that's my anchor. These are the anchors that are holding me back. It's like, there are people at the company that helps me, and their staff. These people are trying to help me. I'm trying to help myself, but it's like they're the lifeguard and I'm the drowning victim. But they can't save me unless I let go of the anchor. Unless I let go of the anchor, I can't get to shore. No matter how hard I swim, because it's not physically possible, that unless I let go of the anchor and let the anchor sink and let go of the anchor and let the anchor just be gone forever, I'm not going to be saved. So, that's the thing. Sometimes you've got an anchor you have to let go of. Hopefully therapy will help me with that, but like there's a box I'm going to have to cancel in a week, a subscription box, because it's giving me too much stuff, and I've got to let go of that. And I've got old shirts in my closet. They're just an incredible number of old shirts, and I've just got to get rid of them because they don't fit me anymore, and they just start taking up so much space. And I've just got to. Oh yeah, basically what's happening with that is you can't. Google doesn't allow links to be active, so you just have to copy and paste. That's the only way you can get it to work, because Google doesn't allow active links. So you just have to highlight, copy, paste. That's the only way you can get any links to work on YouTube. So any outside sort of links, but that's the thing. Oh, by the way, I found out I'm actually part Irish. Yeah, like I said, oh yeah, I told you that from my DNA test. It said the most likely regions that my ancestor comes from. It said like 6 areas. It said like 6 areas. I think it was, I remember Galway, Dublin, and Limerick, as well as 3 others. Unfortunately, I'm pretty tired this morning, so I'll probably have to do that in another time. So I'm not really ready today. If you will work to, if you can work to set me up, send me a message. We can set up ahead of time in the future. But I'm kind of tired right now. I'm tired in the morning. I really would like to get to be a morning person. Yeah. But yeah, apparently I have the DNA test said I most likely have heritage from the Limerick region. But actually, I found out my great grandfather was Dutch too. But it didn't say Dutch, oddly enough. So maybe there just wasn't enough genetic marker or something. Yeah, I can send that in a private message. I can send that to you in a private message on Discord. The other thing is I have a laptop and that kind of freezes up eventually. So it hasn't been a problem on like Zoom. It hasn't been a problem on Zoom, so that wouldn't be a problem. But I could possibly do that. Like on YouTube, it freezes up, but it hasn't been a problem on Zoom yet. But yeah, like I said, with me, I've got Anchor. I've got an Anchor. It's the anime music video, and unfortunately, it's the anime. And in order to be a success, you just have to let go of that anchor. You have to I can't mod you. I can, but I'm not really on Discord right now. I don't really handle the Discord because, like I said, I'm addicted to the AMVs and the animes, unfortunately. So I don't really have I don't really set aside time for the Discord like I should. There is someone who does that. His name is Soot. He's a mod. He does that. He does that. He's a mod. He handles all that, so you can do that. He's on there sometimes, not all the time, but that's the best thing you can do. Yes, there's Irish Demon there. He would like to be a mod. He seems like a pretty good guy. He seems like a pretty good guy. So I don't know if you want to consider making him like some kind of mod or something, but he seems like a pretty cool guy. Oh, okay. But I'm not really familiar with Discord too. I'm from a generation that like I'm 30 years old, and I didn't even being 30 years old. My parents, while not anti-technology, were not very technology inclusive. So I didn't really grow up with the modern technology. Like I didn't have a cell phone until they had smartphones. You know. So basically, I can't send. I didn't have even a cell phone until smartphones were out, and even then, I didn't have a smartphone. I didn't have a smartphone. I had one of those sliding keyboard phones. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but basically, instead of having this touch screen, it had a keyboard that slid out from the back. So that was my first cell phone. I didn't really have any need for a smartphone until I worked at Burger King and someone convinced me to get one. And smartphones are great. They're really useful, oddly enough. Yeah. Although I do remember one thing from a book. I've got the book over there. It's called Ageless Memory. If you want, I can grab it. I didn't really need to finish it, but I'm finishing a book called Limitless by Jim Quick right now. Hey, Augustus. Yeah, it's really there's really a part in there that's really important for even older people because it's meant for older people. Yeah, it's meant for older people, but it can be the techniques can be applied for younger people too. It's a one bedroom and it's small. No, I have not. I've never read that. But yeah, it said that you can learn technology no matter what your age. The thing is, the thing about learning is you have to understand that you have to go with the mindset of you can learn, even if it's difficult. You know what I mean? You have to go with the mindset of, even though it's difficult, you can learn. You have to go with the mindset of, I can adapt, I can learn this. It's new. That's the thing. New stuff is always hard to learn. When you're older, it's always When you're older, it's always the more novel, the more new something is, the harder it is to learn. Like this technology that we have today is so new to older generations, even to me because I grew up without it. That it's hard for us to learn. Even harder for older generation, but it is possible to learn it. We just have to maybe put a little bit more effort into it and go into it with a positive mindset and go with it maybe with mnemonics. For instance, with me, we have to, like with me, with my autism. Actually, I can use my autism, oddly enough, to learn foreign language writing very well. Because with autism, I'm a visual learner. So if I focus really well, I can very clearly, if I practice and see it done several times, I have to see it done several times, repeat it over and over and over again. Can't be just once, but I can see the character. Like I'm doing that Burmese character right now. It's nah. So I can, if I do this, I think it's nah, and then like that at the end. Like I can see that if I do that over and over again, if I see that over and over again, it just gets stuck in my mind. Like right now, I'm thinking in my mind of it's a channel called Cherry's Myanmar Labs. Um, like I'm seeing these characters being drawn in my mind, and because I can see the characters being drawn in my mind, I can recreate the characters. Like Ka is like this. I think that's Ka. It's either Ka or Ka. Miss Ka. But like I can see these characters being drawn in my mind because I just paid attention and saw them on the screen being drawn. You know what I mean? So, and then like Ga is like this little U thing. Na is like this. So it's stuff like that. I can see these characters being drawn on the screen, and that's how I can do it because I've seen. If I just pay attention and see it done over and over and over again, I can see it in my mind being done. I just have to really focus, and that's difficult. It's like, how do you focus? Well, I mean, I did a video on how I focus with my autism and the PTSD. Cool. I'll be a good show, Irish Demon. But yeah, I also have that time for that live stream. But yeah, it's just I was thinking, I did that video on how to focus, but you have to basically what I do, and you have to find your own methods. But see, like right there, I brought myself to focus. You have to just center yourself. You have to like take a breath, look. That's something I had to do with at work is just look directly at my manager when he was talking, because a lot of times my mind would drift when he was talking. So I had to take a breath, center myself, look right at him, and just focus right at him. I don't know if he ever thinks I'm upset or angry when I'm looking at him, but I just like really look at him and take a breath, and just dead focus. And that's the only way I can do it. And a lot of times, like I noticed recently, I was in a juvenile center. I was a child for a month when I was like 16, and then turned 17 in there. And when you're waiting to open the door, or for them to open the door, you're waiting for them to open the door. You had your hands behind your back like this. You had your hands behind your back with your hands, like I don't know if it's called embraced or what's it called, folded, or your fingers interlocked, your hands behind your back basically, and you just stood there waiting. So that's what I do a lot now, because I'm just it's just something I got trained, because I was just so like lawful good, I guess you would say, in the alignment. It's like I had to do it, just got so trained to do it. Like, I just had that in my mind, said that I'm waiting to do that. So I had to stop doing that at work. So my mind would start wandering as I did that. So I had to just kind of stand up a little straighter, like I was at attention, and put my hands at my side. You know, I did find something else. I did find something out though, about the Queen's Guard, actually, which was interesting. So I know if I'm ever in England, near the castle, near the Royal Palace, I think it's called, not to harass the Queen's Guard, because they aren't a tourist attraction necessarily. I mean, they are they are, in a sense, like there for display, in a sense that they are ceremonial in a way. I'm not sure what that means. But they're not there for just for so tourists can make fun. They're not there for tourists to make fun of them or anything. They're actually like seriously trained special forces. They're among the most seriously trained and most like disciplined military professionals there are. And the thing is, if they are, no, we have CBD is the only thing that's legal. CBD. CBD is legal, but no, marijuana is not. But yeah, they are not for naked pub. And I didn't know that, because it's a foreign thing where you don't know, but they are apparently very strictly trained in military, and they are there, in fact, to protect the Queen. They're not just for show. But if they break character at all, they are dismissed. So if you cause them to break character, you are costing them their jobs. So that's a very serious matter. But like, their guns are real. So yeah. But yeah, I thought that was very interesting. It's like, whoa, this is, yeah. Oh, there was a guy, I thought it was pretty funny. He was breaking ridiculous British laws. One of them was handling a salmon suspiciously in public or something like that. So he bought like a really good salmon at a shop, and he just got a salmon in his arms, just running randomly around, just flopping around a salmon, running around the streets. It was pretty funny. I mean, you guys can imagine this. He's got a salmon in his arms. He's just running around the streets, flopping around, trying to act suspicious. Asking people, do I look like I'm suspicious with the salmon? People say, no, you just look weird. But, let's see, what else did he do? He gambled in the library. He wore a suit of armor in Parliament, because apparently that can get you beheaded. There was a former prime minister. He sung a ballad about hooking up with the former prime minister in front of police officers. So apparently, it's illegal to sing a lewd ballad in public. way to do it. That would be a very hard thing to do. But yeah, the connection's unstable. It's gonna reconnect. All right. So I think I'm back. But yeah, the funniest thing was probably it's illegal to be sockless within 100 yards of the queen. It's illegal to shake out a dirty rug after 8 a.m. And it's illegal to wear a ridiculous neck collar. Yes, because I've got a laptop. It's not laptops aren't good for streaming. But yeah, it's illegal to wear a ridiculous neck collar. At least in public, probably. It's illegal to shake out a dirty rug after 8 a.m. And it's illegal to be sockless within 100 yards of the queen. So he went out in front of Buckingham Palace, sockless, wearing a ridiculous ruffled collar, and started shaking out a little rug, just started shaking it out in public like this. So police officers just comes over and asks what's going on, and he's like, "I'm just shaking out this rug, all sockless, wearing a ruffled collar." Officer's like, "Is this some kind of anti-establishment thing?" But yeah, that was just some funny thing he did. Those were some funny laws he broke. Yeah, that's interesting. There are some interesting national laws about national parks. Like it's illegal in the United States to tell someone something so annoying that they punch you in a national park. Cool, vagabond. But yeah, it's illegal in the United States to tell someone uh, something so annoying or act so annoying to someone that it causes them to punch you in a national park. That's illegal in the United States. It's also illegal in the United States to um, advertise wine as having intoxicating properties, or it's illegal to sell wine with a brand name that includes the word zombie. Okay, so here's a really weird one. It is illegal in the United States to sell onion rings made from diced onions without saying they're made from diced onions if it's under the misconception that they're made from whole onions. But what else is there? There's actually a state or a city in the state I live in. I forget which one. I think it's Gary, Indiana. Um, Gary, I think. It's illegal to ride a bus or attend a movie within 1 hour of eating garlic or onions. That's an actual law. But interesting story about Gary, Indiana. If you've heard of the Jackson 5 or Michael Jackson, they're from Gary, Indiana. They're actually from Gary, Indiana. And David Goggins, his family is, or his mother and himself, are lived a great deal of their life in Brazil, Indiana. And there was actually a U.S. president from Indiana. I can't remember which one, but there was a U.S. president from Indiana. So there have been some famous people who lived in India. Something else that's interesting is there was someone from history who was famous one time named Buffalo Bill. See where I live, it's an apartment building now, but one time it was actually a hotel before a fire. This was actually a hotel at one time, and this guy called Buffalo Bill actually stayed here at one time. He stayed at this building when it was a hotel. It's interesting. But yeah, Buffalo Bill stayed here. But I'm trying to think of anything else that could be going on. We are opening up at the library an Abraham Lincoln exhibit. Don't know how that's going out. Maybe I think I should. I don't know if I can set up an appointment with a genealogist at the library to try and track down my family history, but that'd be very interesting. Maybe I could find someone from Scotland or Ireland, some Irish history. And the question is like, if I am from like six regions, it's like, if I can find the family I'm from, like, what family crest would I choose? Like the latest ancestor, or what? Like which family crest would I wear? And even then, would I be allowed to wear it if I'm this far down? You know what I mean? But yeah, it's like, would I be allowed to wear a family crest of an Irish person, if like an Irish family, if I'm descended from that Irish family but don't have the Irish surname and I'm very far down? That's a good question. But yeah, the Irish actually had killed, so I'm going to look into getting a proper Irish kilt. Actually, what do you guys think of this shirt? I'm curious about it. But probably does make me look Amish. But yeah, I'd like to get an Irish kilt. I'm finding stuff that says like Irish tartan, Irish heritage tartan, but I'm not sure that actually be for Irish, or that's a Scottish one that says that's a Scottish kilt that says have Irish heritage. But I guess I could try and find a channel. There are a few channels on YouTube that talk about Irish kilts. I could try commenting to them about the Irish kilt and try to ask if they can help me find an Irish kilt to wear. No, I can't wear a tartan because I don't know which county I'm from specifically, because the DNA heritage says most likely. Um, I mean, it's not 100% accurate. DNA heritage tests are not 100% accurate. That I don't know. They can be fairly accurate, but it doesn't say. It's like I said, it's not 100% accurate. But it says that. But I'd like to find out more about that heritage. But yeah, in World War One and World War Two, there were actually pipers in the Irish division of the British military. But yeah, they're also great in Great Britain. There are like 10 regions. I'm most likely from. I remember North Manchester was one. I don't know if London was one or not either, but I know North Manchester was one. Um, some part English. Um, but yeah, I don't know if the Irish could explain my skin tone at all, maybe. Because it's like, I don't know, my skin tone's oddly dark, honestly. Um, I don't know. It's just, I mean, it's like my DNA test said it was like 99.9% Northwestern European, but it's like I mean, my skin is pretty dark for that, so it's like weird. Luck of the draw, I guess. But I also have some Scandinavian ancestry way back, but yeah, it doesn't say like where it's like, from Scandinavia. They can't pinpoint it. My DNA test, DNA heritage test, talking about being part Irish, part Scandinavian. There's German, Swiss, I think, too. It was either, I think it was Switzerland. So yeah, I guess. Hey, is I know haggis is Scottish. Does anyone in Irish or Ireland eat haggis? Does anyone know if people in Ireland eat haggis at all? I mean, maybe some do now. It's probably not too traditional, I would imagine, but kind of like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe people in America eat hamburgers, even though they're not German, even though they're German, but it depends how often you do it and how malicious you are about it, probably. But yeah, it just I don't know. Haggis is, I don't know. I might try haggis, but the thing is, it's like, I don't know if many Irish people eat haggis. Probably isn't very common nowadays. Actually, I wonder what traditional Irish food would be like. I mean, there's the potato, but like, I don't know, like the potato. That's really that much Irish. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, I think in Russia they will grow potatoes too, but it's just because it's good. It's good for for colder climates. And it's carbs and it's high calorie carbs, and yeah, it's a potato. So, excuse me. Stomach's not greeting my breakfast too well, but yeah. So I think I mean, I don't know what would be an Irish dish. But yeah, I really need to get killed. I don't know what you could wear with an Irish kilt to be traditional. I guess you could wear a t-shirt, a plain like black t-shirt. The only thing is, if I got killed, I'd wear a sporran too. Yeah, I would get a sporran. Do you guys know what a sporran is? Type in chat if you know what a sporran is. Okay, have you ever seen bagpipers? How they've got that little pouch in the front? That's a sporran. It's called a sporran. The reason why is kilts don't traditionally have pockets, so they needed something to hold stuff. That little pouch, the sporran, um, was what they used to hold stuff. It wasn't they didn't have pockets, so they used the sporran. The chat, talking to everybody. What else is there? I'm just talking to give people something to talk until I get interactions with the chat. I've got like 3 people watching right now, so I'm just trying to chat and see if anyone just chatting until someone asks a question, give them updates on my life. Gotta be meeting my parents later for another dinner. Yep, be a Chad. Be a Chad, be a Chad. Be a Chad, be a Chad. Yep, be a Chad. I will be a Chad light. I have ascended. He has ascended. Vagabond has ascended. He has become a Chad. Sorry, I'm not. Yeah, what's there? But yeah, a lot of it. Just gotta let her go. The anger, gotta let go of what's holding me back. It's crazy. The sounds of the anime. I'm just watching too much. It's because it makes me feel comfortable, and I just get used to being more and more uncomfortable. I have to fight my depression. That's the thing. I have to get used to fighting my depression. So, yeah, hopefully the therapy will help. I've got therapy in like 5 days now. It's a week. Uh, no D&D tonight because it's been changed every 2 weeks, unfortunately. So no D&D tonight. Because it's holding me back from my goals. That's the only reason. I mean, that's the reason it's holding me back from my goals. But yeah, I gotta work on my attention span and a lot of stuff. I did find with my um, instrument, I can't just work for a few minutes. I thought I could go for 15 minutes at a time. No, I have to actually do it for like a solid 30 minutes at least, or else I'm not gonna get any benefit. You know what I mean? You have to actually commit a good chunk of time to each session, or else you're not going to, um, yeah, you're just not going to progress. So, yeah, I'm working on a lot of stuff. I need to just give up I need to stop watching so many anime music videos. I need to stop watching so much anime. These are things that I just gotta do. Oh, Vagabond, I don't really know. I don't know you in person, so. But yeah, I live in a city that's got a lot of immigrants. There are opportunities for me to just, well, there are in fact opportunities for me to practice language. I just have to look out for them. A lot of us growing up, and you just have to force yourself to grow up, and you have to identify problems. And like I've talked about, is as I'm transforming, I'm finding more and more problems. Well, it's not that these problems are new. These problems have always been there. It's just now that I'm becoming aware of them, I can address them. And I did a video where I was talking about how I'm becoming more attracted to women as I find more problems, and that's because you know women want guys with as few problems as possible. Like they want the best they can get. Um, that's anyone. They want the best they can get. That's evolution. That's genetics. That's just a human condition to get the best they can get. So, um, people want the best they can get as far as a partner. For the most part, most people do. So, At least about the most I can get. So women are more selective in partners than men. It's just nature. But you need, if you have problems, you have to work on them. And women want guys with as few problems as possible. It's just, like I said, it's just evolution. It's just evolution. So as you work on yourself, you find more problems. So every time you find a problem, it's not that you're finding more. You have a new problem. It's like that was a problem you always had. That's a problem you always had. It's just now it's like don't use it as a what's the word I'm looking for? This it's this DIS word. This this I'm trying to think of the word. Um, it's for like motivation, demotivation. Don't use it demotivation. Um, don't use it to demotivate you. Use it to motivate you because uh, use to motivate you because like these problems are already there, but now you've got something to work on. Now you've got something that if you fix, if you solve, then you know you will be more attractive to women because it's one less problem, one fewer problem, and one fewer problem means one more thing that makes you more attractive to women. Because, like I said, women want guys with as few problems as possible. So if you have fewer problems, you're more attractive. There's some guy that has even one more problem than you. Well, vagabond, every woman's different. You gotta figure that out. The main thing is you gotta keep. I mean, like me, what's probably making me attractive to women. Like I'm not mentally ready to date. Uh, that's just keeping me from dating, and I don't really know how to conduct myself on a date. And my car's a mess. That's another thing. But like I'm not. But women are actually showing interest in me. Believe it or not, women are showing interest in me. Um, and the main thing that I think is causing that is partly from losing weight, partly from confidence, from um, working on myself. But I think the main thing, honestly, is women sense attitude and personality. They can just sense these things. Um, and I think it's because I have a drive to constantly improve myself. Women like guys with drive and ambition. It's the vast majority of women do. It's hardwired. It's evolution. It's something that's yes, it's Neanderthalic, but it's like that. Well, people tend to have Neanderthal DNA. Like I'm less than 2%, but I mean, it's like yeah. I mean, I'm slightly Neanderthalic. Everybody has. Well, if you don't want to be a woman, then you don't have to be. Sorry. You have to work on every problem you have. Like I said, girls. I mean, if you don't have any problems, that's too suspicious. But yeah, I mean, well, society changes stuff too. I mean, there's societal standards. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, the main thing that's making me attracted to women, I think, is my drive to constantly improve myself. Because women sense ambition, women sense drive to improve, and me, I have the drive to improve myself. I have the drive to keep working on myself, and that's making me attractive to women because it's like, it's an ambition, it's a drive, it's a reason to get up early in the morning, it's a reason to like even on Saturday, get up at 6 a.m. Get up at 5 a.m. on the weekdays. You know what I mean? It's reason to at 5 on the weekdays get up at 5 in the morning. You know, and well, Vagabond, there are women like that. There are women like that. So you have to find a woman that matches you. But yeah, it's just I get a lot of highs and lows, and I'm working on mastering both. I mean, the highs I need to get down, the lows I need to raise up. Sometimes it takes someone to snap me out of the lows. But like after the slight manic state, I get in the depressive state. So I'm not always aware of the depressive state. Someone might have to point out to me. But yeah, it's like not every time I think, like I said, like as you get problems, you just work on them, you just fix them. And like I said, it's not like you're getting new problems. Like you don't get new problems necessarily. As you're transforming, as you change yourself, you're not finding new problems. You're finding problems you already had, and it's not something to use for demotivation. It's something to use for motivation, because these are things you can fix, and every problem you fix makes you more attractive to women. Like me, I can't get my apartment clean, can't keep my car clean. I don't comb my hair, things like that. These are things I can fix. Okay. And every time I fix one of these problems, like I have trouble with keeping my clothes clean. So every time I fix one of these problems, I'm becoming more attractive to women. Sorry. But yeah, it's like every time you fix a problem, you can be more attractive to women. As far as humor goes, humor is very individualistic. A lot of humor is your crowd. It's like you have to find a medium between what you like and what your crowd likes. Like you have to find your own identity. Like there's yeah. Now there's with me with humor, like when people say women are attracted to humor, and well, with humor it's hit or miss. I used to suck at humor, and I got a lot better with people I know because I found what humor works for me, and humor works for me is being ridiculous, and that's just that works for me, you know. Um, it's being ridiculous. It's being ridiculous humor, but anyway, that's just what works for me. It's a lot of this trial and error. You're gonna suck at first, just like everything else. You're gonna have to find out what works for you. As far as what happens with women or get happiness, you have to find. I mean, you can be funny to other people, but you have to find a woman that likes your humor. And sometimes women don't laugh at anything. Some women are very serious, and if you like women that are serious, you might not go after a woman that laughs. That's just how it is. But sometimes women can like guys to make them laugh. Well, you have to find a woman that likes your sense of humor because that means their personality matches yours. And yeah, it's not like it's 100% gonna match, but that's a good indication. And if she doesn't like your humor, you don't want her. That's just the way it is. I mean, not every girl you come across is going to be into you, and you're going to fail a lot. It sucks, but you are going to fail a lot. You are going to. I mean, it's like me when I am learning Burmese. It's like I'm failing a lot at the pronunciation. You know what I mean? Woman that truly loves me. Definitely a woman that truly loves me. But yeah. Also, I'm also thinking. Ugh, sorry, I'm just kind of tired. Coffee hasn't hit me. What else is there? So yeah, I need to just give up my AMVs and stuff. Uh, but yeah, what do you guys think of the shirt? Do I look good in the shirt? Um, mm, uh, that was like squirrel. Is that a squirrel, a chipmunk, or a chinchilla? No, that can't be a chinchilla. Can it? No, that's not a chinchilla. Is that a squirrel or a chipmunk? Can you read my cacahuates? Cacahuates. Okay. Let's see anything else. So yeah, I need to drink some coffee. Practice my melodic cut today. I really need to donate, commit today to doing everything I can to advance myself. I need to finish watching Hidden Dungeon I Can Enter. I know that. So I can do a review. Need to do that. Still working on getting that review going. I need to do a lot of stuff, honestly. But I can do it because I only have one part-time job. So it's like, I guess it's kind of like when you are young, and if like when you're young, if your job isn't like if you are young and live with your parents and you don't have a job, your job is to get a job. Well, with me, if I don't have a full time job, my job is to full time commit to improving myself. Yeah, I mean that's just how it is. And I've got to let go of the anchor. I've got to get rid of what I need to get rid of. There's just no other way. I'm discovering more and more things about myself. I mean, I'm showing as I transform. I'm showing these videos like you're seeing me struggle. You're seeing me not change all the ways. I'm not always positive. I'm not always negative. It's ups and downs. But it's always I take the positives with the negatives, and sometimes I lose people because it's not always positive. But I'm just being 100% real with you. I mean, sometimes I fail. It's not always uphill. I'm being honest with you. My weight's not doing so good, unfortunately. I slipped up, but some aren't big amounts, some are. Well, the only thing is sometimes I need to have it that way on YouTube because of YouTube policies. But yeah, big amounts, some women are. Actually, it seems like a lot of women are. But yeah, I just need to work more on my drive of improving myself. Yeah, just gotta keep having that strong attitude, strength. I walked around last night in my panda head, so that was nice. That was funny. I mean, there are a lot of people that were weirded out by the panda head because it with it kind of being late at night. But it's like if there are women that are weirded out by that, I really don't want to date them because I don't want to date a woman that's weirded out by the panda head because it's like I don't want to give that up. The thing is, in today's society, a lot of people expect men to change everything about themselves for a relationship. They expect men to just change who they are completely, and it doesn't lead to happiness. It doesn't. I mean, you just end up being miserable because you need to stay yourself somewhat. I mean, there are some things you have to change sometimes, like, you have to possibly, I mean, you might need to become more responsible if you're in a relationship because you're not just responsible for yourself. Um, you have to, be somewhat responsible for another person. Now they have to be responsible for themselves and somewhat for you too. It's give and take. You're both responsible for helping the other person, not completely, but somewhat. You know, you're both responsible for each other. You know, as part of a relationship, but you can't really expect someone to completely change and change stuff that they like or don't like. It's just not feasible. Like, do you like? I like walking around in a panda head or a chicken head. It's like, am I necessarily going to be able to do that as often? Maybe not, but I still would need to be able to do that at times. I mean, does it mean that my significant other would do it with me? Not necessarily. I mean, if she would, that'd be great. But I mean, it's like, would women, like I said, would my significant other need to go around my chicken head with me, or go around with me when I'm in my chicken head or my panda head or something? No, but I would still want to do that from time to time, and that's just me. I would need to do that to be happy, you know, and I would need someone that understands that. And to expect me to completely give that up is just, you know, not feasible. It's not a good match. It's like if you like Dungeons and Dragons, you have to find someone who will be willing at least to let you play Dungeons and Dragons. Do they have to? Um, Sometimes I am a little frightened by women because of traumatic experiences. Honestly, like if you like Dungeons and Dragons, you have to find a partner who's at least okay with you playing Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, honestly, when you have a relationship, you don't have to do everything together. In fact, it's probably best. I'm not sure what you mean by mental health teams. Yeah, Vagabond, I'm sorry about that. But you don't have to do everything together as a couple. In fact, it's better if you don't do everything as a couple because you're still individuals. You need to do some things on your own. You know, like if you're a guy, you need to go out drinking with the guys, or if you drink, or you know, you might want to just go fishing with some guys. You know what I mean? It's like you need to have your time to be away from your spouse. It's just part of being yourself, and at the same time, you're significant other. Um, if you're a guy or girl, whatever the case may be, she needs time away from you too. You can't be at each other all the time. I don't think we really have those. We have them at the one company I work with, but the thing is, I'm so high functioning for that company, it wouldn't be a good match. It'd be like me getting a caregiver. Now, you can't really, you have to just understand, you can't give 100%, like I said, you need your time apart because if you spend your entire time with one person, a lot of times you get in each other's nerves too much, because everybody has things that annoy even their best friends. You know what I mean? Everybody does things that annoy their best friends. That's why couples fight. It happens. You know what I mean? Relationships sometimes argue. People in relationships sometimes argue. It's part of a relationship. You know what I mean? It's like it's just part of what happens. It's normal. People get on each other's nerves. Everybody does. Yeah, but yeah, people get on everybody's nerves. Like I get on people's nerves. I mean, it's just normal. You don't match everything up. It's like if I had a significant other, there'd be times I get on their nerves. You know what I mean? There'd be times I'd irritate them. It's just it's just how it is. At the same time, she would get on my nerves. You know what I mean? She would get on my nerves. She would. It's just part of a relationship, and we would need time apart from each other to cool off. You know, it's just part of what it is. We have to do. You have to do your own thing. You can't spend your entire time together. You have to have your time away from each other. So, whatever that may be. I mean, even if it's time spent being alone in another room, like maybe with a book, you know, spending time, um, you know, listening to music or something. But you need your time alone away from that person, even if it's not that much. You just have to. It's just part of a relationship. You might have to. That's probably too much, but I know my staff and his wife, like, they do things to annoy each other sometimes. At least my staff does to his wife. Um, my staff member, his wife hates the sound of chewing. So on occasion, to get a rise out of her, my staff will just bite into an apple, go with an apple, just to get a rise out of her. Of course, he doesn't do it that much, but it's just to mess with her. In the U.S., we mess with people we're close to. It's like the opposite of what's in Russia because, from what I understand, but in the U.S., we I think what it is in the U.S. is it's a sign of affection in a way, because it's like we can get away with that. We're so close, we can get away with it. You know what I mean? It's might be hard for some people to understand, but it's like little pranks, little jokes that don't really mean anything. Um, it's like we're so close to each other, we can do these little things and still be friends, still be in a relationship, because that's how strong our bonds are as people. So it's stuff like that. It's like that's a cultural thing in the U.S. But yeah, I don't know if that makes sense to people, but yeah, like little pranks. Like here's a funny prank I played on this custodian I was on good terms with. April Fools. He has mop bucket. I put a little rubber duck in his mop bucket. So I had bought some rubber ducks in preparation. When he wasn't looking, he had his mop bucket somewhere. I put a little rubber duck in there. Just to mess with him. He just threw it away and didn't react, I hear. But yeah, you can just imagine he comes by to yeah. But yeah, you can just imagine he walks by and the comes to uses his mop bucket and there's a little rubber duck floating around in there. I did that on April Fools as a joke. But yeah, there's stuff I gotta do. Um, well, I'm probably gonna call in a few minutes. It'll be an hour and 15 minutes. But yeah, that's just a chair there. That's not me passing gas. It's a chair. Although I do that. I do pass gas. I'm a guy. I fart and I'm proud. Yeah, I'd like to overcome autism and learn to um, stop acting autistic, but it's gonna be hard. Well, I mean, some of the stuff I don't really know how to respond to. Um, a lot of comments I don't really know how to respond to. That's the only problem. A lot of times people chat. Um, you see that a lot in people who post stuff on live stream chats. Some stuff you don't really know how to respond to. That's the only problem. So that's probably why it seems like I ignored you, but some of the stuff I can't respond to because of YouTube. Because YouTube does monitor these. So, but yeah, I'm probably gonna have some more coffee. Um, my staff and I talked about how he doesn't drink much caffeine and it helps him with not being tired. So I probably should cut back on caffeine because I drink a lot of coffee. I had a coffee thing about this tall, instant coffee, and I drank almost all that in a week. So I really need to cut back on caffeine. I've had about 2 pounds of sugar that I put in the coffee in a week. So you need to cut back on the sugar, you need to cut back on coffee, um, all that. So, autism, overly literal minds instead of Even to the lines, you can be more literal in your communication or pick up the nuances. Yeah, the only thing is, like, it's hard too with some people that have some people, like my manager at work. He says one thing and then he kind of forgets what he said, or I take things literal that he says, and he doesn't understand that. It's hard to deal with. Like, I mean, he said that, he tells me to send these 2 carts to one location. He tells me to condense them into one. He said these 2 carts to 2 different locations. He wants me to condense them into one, and the one he wanted me to save because it has some empty space in it. Send it, try to send it to another place. But the problem is that, or he didn't tell me where to send that, so it's like I was saving it because there was some space in there, Yeah, so there was some space left in that cart, so I wanted to put a little bit more stuff in there so we can maximize the space, maximize truck space, because we're limited how much we can put on the truck at once. So, yeah, we had to basically, I had it lying around set to the side, trying to figure out what to put in there until later. And I didn't know if I was going to take care of it, and it was like, I explained that there was space in there. I thought he wanted me to put more in when we get a chance. I can take care of it now. And I was like, so where do you want me to put it? Because there were 2 carts before. You said, where do you want me to send it? Because there were 2 carts before that you told me 2 different locations. Now there's 1 cart. Where do you want me to send this 1 cart? It's stuff like that. Like, he will forget things he said. He'll give me different directions and then get upset if I don't follow the directions. It's like, yeah, I have struggles. A lot of it's focus too. I take things literal and I follow things exactly, and it's hard for me to, like, people say extrapolate, or maybe expound is the word. It's difficult for me to try and think in another person's perspective. It's difficult for me to try and, like, think differently. Like, here's an example. Here's something that's difficult. At work, we get items that are listed, and they're listed for sale, and they might have been put in a box. Like, someone puts in the description that it's in a box, and they put in a tote. So I'm looking all this time for a box, can't find it, and it's in a tote. And someone finds the raw eggs, those in a tote. But I couldn't find that because I couldn't think to look for a tote, because I take things very literally. I take things like it's supposed to be this. So I can't think to look for a tote. Or something else that happens is everything's such a mess that I can't find the one thing I'm looking for because I get confused what I'm looking for. So it's just, these are things I have to work on. And it sucks with my, so there's a lot of things I have to work on. I'm slowly getting stronger, though. Slowly getting better. I guess a lot of it is trying to remind myself that I'm getting better. A lot of what I have to do is to remind myself I'm getting better. So right now, while I'm talking, I'm really, some of it's talking to myself because this is kind of like therapy for me. This is like therapy. Yeah, that's good. But yeah, I'm talking a lot like this because this is like therapy for me. I'm keeping some things back, but this is a bit like therapy for me. So when I'm talking about my issues, so I can talk about these things that bother me. But yeah, So this has been a good session. All right, now I'm gonna have to, like I said, go to war with my mind, work on myself, work on just what I have to do. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I mean, it's a little hard right now because it's like I've lost weight and all of a sudden women find me attractive. It's kind of like it feels like, wait, is how women where I live going to be dependent upon my body fat percentage? It seems like, you know what I mean? It's like, is that what the women in Fort Wayne are like? You know what I mean? I mean, that's what it seems like. But you know what I mean? It's like, it's not very appealing. So that's the problem I've run into. But yeah, I'm gonna have to call it now. It's been a little while. I'll work myself some more today. I'm actually gonna listen to a book on YouTube called Limitless by Jim Quick. After that book's done, I'm gonna read a book called Ageless Memory. After that, I've got a book here called Imagination. I'm gonna read that to work on figuring out mnemonics for myself. And yeah, so that's that. I've never heard that, but I have to do one thing at a time, unfortunately. Shalom. All right, see you guys. Gonna have to chat on out, and I'm gonna probably be on the Discord server in a bit later today. Chat on out.